So in the Selenium WebDriver, this is a functional testing tool which is used to test web applications. So actually we already discussed about we can do with cross-browser testing as well as parallel testing is also possible with written down. Is possible. Next framework design is also possible. Framework also we can do it. Next reports can be generated in the form of .xml file, right? XML file. Next supporting programming languages are Java, Ruby, Python, Perl, PHP, and C#. Okay. Next, supported browsers. What are the browsers does WebDriver supports? Internet Explorer, Safari, Opera, Chrome, and Firefox. So these are all the browsers supported for Selenium WebDriver. Next, we can test any number of pages, browsers in a single operating system with the latest version. We can do it. Any number of pages in the sense applications. Gmail, Yahoo, Reddit, Flipkart. Browsers in the sense Internet Explorer, Safari, Opera. In latest version of Windows 7, Windows 8, Mac, Linux, any operating system will be supported. Okay, so that's nothing but. Here the difference between the cross-browser and parallel testing is single application can be tested in different browsers. That is it is cross browser. Parallel testing in the sense multiple applications can be tested in different browsers. That is parallel testing. Okay, so that's the difference between parallel testing and this is the difference between this. So in this, if you want to go for WebDriver, we need to have some core Java concepts also. That's also I'm going to cover up in the core Java also. So going to the core Java, first of all is we need to have some installation process like Java, JRE, JDK, next Selenium server standalone jar files. Those three things we need to install it. That we'll see it out in the next sessions. Now today we'll see that what are the first one is if you want to print a state note. To print a statement in Java, we use system.out.println. Next, to comment a single line in Java, we use double slash. Next, to comment a multiple lines in Java, we use slash star and ends with the star slash. Okay, so these are the important notes to be worked in the Java. Now, so when you want to work with WebDriver, the most important is what are the methods and locators. Now, when, for example, you consider the web application. In web application, what are the things we need to test in application? We can test it. So what are the things we can work it? We need to open the browser. We need to open the page. We can get the title of the page. URL చేసుకోవచ్చు. Next, we can go for the next page, forward చేసుకోవచ్చు. We can go for the previous page, back వెళ్ళొచ్చు. We can refresh the page. చేసుకోవచ్చు. We can close the browser. We can quit the browser. Quit చేసేసుకోవచ్చు. Next, elements in find చేసుకోవచ్చు. We use the find element. ఒకవేళ మల్టిపుల్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ కావాలంటే ఫైండ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఇవన్నీ మనం చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. ఇవన్నీ ఏమంటామంటే నార్మల్ గా విల్ కాల్డ్ ఎస్ ఎ మెథడ్స్ అంటాం. నౌ విల్ గో ఫర్ మెథడ్స్. ఏ అప్లికేషన్ అన్న చేయాలండి అంటే వీ థింక్ యూ నీడ్ టు దిస్ ఇస్ అ ప్రొసీజర్. ఓపెనింగ్ బ్రౌజర్, పేజ్, టైటిల్, యూఆర్ఎల్, ఫార్వర్డ్, బ్యాక్, రిఫ్రెష్, close, quit, find element. These are all the methods which we need to perform. So first we'll go in depth with the methods. Methods actually will called as a operations. Called as a operations. What are the methods present in Selenium web? Whenever you want to open a page or whenever you want to open the page, we use a function called get method. Get method, okay? So get method is to invoke an application. Get method is to invoke an application. To invoke an application. We call as a get method. Overall, to call an application. To call an application. We use get method. Syntax, we go for syntax is object dot get. So inside that we need to mention your URL. Okay, na? All of you, is it clear? You need to mention your URL. All of you clear? So example is object dot. I'll tell you what is my object later. Object dot get. So what is the page you want to open? http://google.com. That's all. So automatically using the get method, you can call the application. Is it clear, all of you? Is it
Yes.
clear? Durgas,
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Mohammed, Mouni, madam. Who is AVI?
So it's Avinash. It's the same person, like Manohar, Mohan Rao and Avinash.
Okay.
Both are the same person.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is the first method. Now in your next method is navigate method. Navigate TO2 method. Mean this is also used to invoke an application. Either you can use get method or you can also use navigate method also. So to invoke an application, or to call an application, So this for this is syntax is object dot navigate, object dot navigate navigate dot TO2. So we need to mention the URL inside that URL. So this is it. So example, if you go for example is object dot navigate dot TO2, something like http://google.com. So this is how you are going to. The third one is, next one is maximizing window. If you want to maximize the window, so maximizing current window, called as a current window. So syntax is, this is there won't be example, just only syntax you get it. Object dot, we used to are going to manage dot window, which window you want to work, window dot maximize. So this is the syntax which you're going to use for maximizing the window. So you're going to managing the window to maximize the current page. So which page you want to open, that's page. This is the syntax. Now, for example, sir, I want to open my Google page and I want to get the title of the page. What is it? See, if you open this new tab, what is the title of the page? New tab, secure / new tab. That is a title. Okay, na? This is the title of the page. So if you want to get the title of the page, we use a function called get title. Get title. So to get the title of the current page, the current page. So syntax is object dot. So we can use two ways. In two methods we can use. I'll tell you first method is, for example, system dot out dot println object dot. I want to print that. That's why I'm going to use system dot or print dot object dot get title. So this is the first method. So going to get the title of the page and I'm going to print the method. This is the first. Second method is OR. Second method is we can store the title in a variable and we can print that variable. So whenever you are declaring whenever you are assigning some value to the variable, we need to declare with the data type. The title is the name of the page. So we use string. So we can use string, some variable, T1 equal to object dot get a title. So what I'm doing, I'm going to get the title of the page and I'm going to store it in a variable with the data type string, with the data type string. So to print this system.out.println of t1. So this is how we print the second. Either you can use directly or you can store them in a variable and we can print them. Is it clear, Avinash? Moni, madam?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is how we are going to print. Second one is get the current URL. So what is the current URL of this page? See, for example, this is the URL, right? So this is the URL. So if you want to get the URL of this page, so what you do is get the current URL. So to get the current page URL. So syntax is object dot get current URL. Current URL. So if you want to print them, system dot out dot println. So object dot get a current URL or auth. Otherwise, string b1 equal to object dot get current URL. Current URL. So system dot out dot println of b1. So b1 automatically what I'm doing, I'm going to get the current URL, current page title URL, and that URL I'm going to store it in a variable b1. Since the URL is a title, is a name, so that's why we use data type string. So to print this, we use system.out.println of b1. This is the method. Next one, forward method. If you want to go to the next page, forward, to move to next page, or window, next page or window. So syntax is object dot navigate dot forward. We are going to move to the next page. Next, back method. If you want to go to the previous page, we use back to move to previous page or window. So syntax would be, so syntax is object dot direct back. You use, sometimes you can, it is not identified, you can write navigate dot back also you can write. Is it clear? Next one is, if you want to refresh the page, refresh. So to refresh the current page, so syntax would be, syntax is object dot direct navigate dot refresh. Okay, refresh. Next one is, if you want to close the current page, we use close function. So close function is to close the current page. So syntax is object dot, directly you can use object dot close. That's all. Now next one is 10th one. Quit function is there. Quit function is there. Quit and it will close all the browsers. So to close all the browsers, or pages. So syntax is object dot quit. Next, in this page, I want to find a particular element like text box, button, or some link or something like. So in that case, what we do is we use find element. Find an element to capture a particular element from the current window. So syntax is object dot find element of. By is a method that we'll discuss later, no problem. By is a method dot locator name of the locator dot operation. So what operations you want to perform, you can by the click button or send key, some buttons are there. So you can perform the operations. So this part is to capture that element, and this is the performing operations. Okay, so this is how we are going to capture. So we are going to find an element by the locator with the name of the locator, and you are going to perform operations in that part. 12th one, find elements. For example, previous line is one object. I want to count the number of links or number of text boxes, number of buttons. In that case, we used to go for find elements. So to capture multiple elements from the current window. So syntax is so object dot find elements of by dot locator and the name of the locator. So this is how we are going to get it. Okay, so in note tests, so find element.
Uh,
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you. So what is the difference between that 11th and 12th point? So in
that's
the 12th point, you are locating all the
particular
elements in the
a
current window,
particular
right?
here multiple
Yeah,
elements, multiple
multiple elements. But yeah,
multiple
when you
elements,
go to the 11th one, so you are defining with the operations for that particular element, or else where you are defining?
particular element. For example, see sir, I want to enter something in the text box, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I will capture this text box and I'll mention the locator name of the element here.
Okay.
Okay, locator, something like we have some locators are there, ID, name, class name. Name is
Yeah.
some text box identified. Once identified the text box, I'll mention the text box name and what operations you want to enter, dot send keys. I want to enter something into that part, or I want to click that button. So that operation will be performed.
Okay, so you're finding that element, then what operations that you are doing, you are inserting in that,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
And if I say that, we'll be get confused. That's right. Okay, I'll do one thing.
Yeah.
I'll say that object dot find element of something like by dot ID. Name of that ID is text box. Okay, na? Text box.
Okay.
Okay, dot. If you want to enter something like we use send keys. I want to enter manual testing. Is it clear now?
Yeah, in that text box, you are entering the manual testing
Yes, that is it.
data value.
Okay.
Okay.
And ఒకసారి చెప్పేస్తే it will get confusable. That's what I say. Okay.
Okay, okay, no problem. Yeah, thank you.
Once I tell the locators, then we get in easiest way. Okay. So this is actual syntax.
Okay.
ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నా అంటే I'm going to identify the text box with the locator ID and I want to enter something into the text box by using a Java function called send keys. What do you want entered? I want entered manual testing. That's all. So that is for multiple elements, single element. Okay, na? So if a multiple elements and for example, I want to found the, for example, in this page, how many links are there? How many links are there? How many buttons are there? How many images are there? Multiple elements కోసం we use find elements. Okay, na? Find elements. Is it clear? So note, find elements, radio buttons, check boxes, next links, drop down elements. In that case, we used to go for find elements. Okay, now
Fine. Okay.
is it clear? All of you. Okay, now?
I'm clear.
So these are all the different kinds of methods. Next, locators and all. Locators are nothing but properties of an object. Properties of object. Every object will have the properties. For example, consider a man. Man has multiple properties: color, height, designation, name, email ID, contact number. These are all the properties of a particular man. Okay, so here also we are having the locator names. What are the locators we are having? ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, XPath, partial XPath or partial link, CSS locator. So these are all the properties of an object. Okay, na? సో ఇవన్నీ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అన్నమాట. ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యొక్క ప్రాపర్టీ. ప్రతి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కి మనము క్లాస్ ద్వారా ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకోవచ్చు, నేమ్ ద్వారా యూ కెన్ ఐడెంటిఫై యూజింగ్ క్లాస్ నేమ్ ఆర్ ట్యాగ్ నేమ్ ఆర్ లింక్ టెక్స్ట్. దేని ద్వారా ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకోవచ్చు అన్నమాట. ఓకేనా? ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? సో దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ద ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఆఫ్ అన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. నౌ ఐ ఓకే, ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్?
Yes.
What about others? No responding? Not
Yes,
responding?
sir.
Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the middle. No problem. Okay. So these are all the properties. So using these locators, we are going to identify the particular object and we are going to perform the operations on that object itself. Okay. These are all the different. So Selenium WebDriver, when you're working with Selenium WebDriver, it supports different browsers. Different browsers. What are the browsers we are having? Internet Explorer, Safari, Opera, Chrome, and Firefox. 99% most of the companies usually work with Chrome browser. 99%. Now, when your work is remaining is whenever you want to test your cross-browser testing or parallel testing, in that case, we used to go with the remaining browsers. Okay, so usually used to work with only with the Chrome browser, which we can inspect the objects very easy. Some browsers cannot be compatible by identifying the objects. So, okay, na? So these are
I have a question on this. So I went through your demo class of demo class which
yeah,
talks about RC, IED, and also
yeah.
the grid. So which comes under this one?
See, this is the WebDriver.
WebDriver. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying there's a third component which you're working with.
So
ID
we
and
are talking about the
yeah,
top
WebDriver
component.
and ID and RC are older versions. We are not using that part. We are going
Okay.
directly WebDriver and Grid.
Okay.
Okay, na? The third
WebDriver and yeah.
is the third component where you're going to work on that. Remaining components we are older versions. So
Okay.
latest versions is WebDriver and Grid.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, na? Yeah. So these are all the methods and locators present in your Selenium WebDriver. So there are different browsers other which you're going to work on that. Every browser will have a driver. So when you want to work with Selenium, there should be some driver for the browser which should be compatible to work on the different applications. So every browser, different browsers with their drivers. Supportable for Selenium using Eclipse. So when you want to work with Eclipse, we need to have some driver for every browser. So if you have a driver, then automatically using the Selenium, you can run in Eclipse itself. Now, first we'll go with Chrome driver, then we'll go for the remaining part. Now, when you want to work with Chrome browser, Chrome browser. So when you want to work with the Chrome browser, every browser will have a versions. For example, you'll go with Chrome browser. Now I'm going to click on the Chrome browser. So I will check the version of this Chrome browser. Okay. Go to the help. There you can find help about Chrome browser. Have you observed this? What is the version?
111.6.
Yes.
Yeah, 3110.
Based on that, you need to download your driver. So based on the version, we need to download the driver. We need to download the driver. So now to go with this, so what we can do is we need to search for Chrome driver. Click on that. There you can find the latest version. Have you seen that? Is it clear?
Yeah.
This is the latest versions. Different browser, and these are all the different operating system. Linux, Mac, Linux, and Windows. Have you seen this Windows? This is the URL for this. for Windows. For Windows. Okay, now is it clear, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So if you download the driver, then using the Chrome driver, you can work on different browsers. Okay. So is it clear? In the next session, I'll show you how to take the installation of all these things and we'll work on the Chrome browser first. All of you, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
next session, I'll show you installation process, madam. I'll show you how
Okay,
to take the Eclipse installation, Java, JRE, JDK, Selenium Server standalone, and how we are going to create a project, package, class, those things I'll show you in the next session. Okay, all?
okay, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you. I'll send this recording session to you. Okay.
I have a quick question. One
Yeah,
more
yeah,
question.
yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
for that. So, are we doing are we
1522.
Sorry,
we
sorry.
are going to learn simultaneously both the core Java and also the Selenium web
Then
both
initially
simultaneously?
initially for 1-2 sessions, I'll show the installation of your WebDriver, sir. Okay, na? Once it is
Okay.
installation is over, then I'll start with core Java for you. Okay.
Okay.
It will take 10 days to come, 10 to 15 days to core Java, basic core Java. Okay. Once
Okay.
this is completed, once it is completed, then we'll go with the WebDriver.
Okay.
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 Is it clear? Okay.
Thank you.
అయిపోయింది చెప్పండి.
So, can we go ahead and drop, or is there anything else that we need to discuss?
No. Hello.
Hello.
Actually, Sar was left. Can you leave?
Okay, fine.
Hello, just 1 minute. Excuse me, just 1 minute.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
ఒక్క 5 minutes వరకు.